There is one weapon that I have fallen in love with, and that's the Cerata. Now, what makes the Cerata so special, if you may ask? Firstly, it's a Mastery Rank 7 weapon that you can get from the dojo, so it's super easy to obtain, and the only thing that makes it slightly expensive is the 2500 cryotic, which is painful to get, but with a bit of grinding, you'll get it in no time. And then of course the 4 mutagen mass, which is not that hard to acquire. You just buy a few blueprints from the lab and then you just build it over 2 days pretty much, or you could just rush them for 5 plat if you're lazy like me. Anyway, secondly, it does damage, like a lot of damage, especially for a weapon that is so low mastery rank and you can get your hands on so easily. And then lastly, it's an absolute corpus killer. Why? Because of the force toxin procs, which basically means that the damage will bypass the shields and just go for the tiny health bar of the corpus, which literally just kills level cap, steel path, anything easy when it comes to corpus. Welcome back to another video, everyone. Today we're going to be looking at the Cerata and we are going to explore why this weapon is so incredibly strong and why this is a corpus killer. Leave a like on this video and hit that subscribe button for more content in the future. Thank you all so much for 4K subs. You are all amazing. Thank you so much for the support. So firstly, let's talk about why the Cerata is so strong. Well, it's a glaive type weapon and throwing melees are kind of strong at the moment, especially the throwing attack, which counts as a heavy attack, and it just does so much damage against corpus because it force procs toxin, like I just mentioned earlier, which means it bypasses the shields and instantly kills the corpus very quickly. This weapon is a Mastery Rank 7, like I mentioned earlier, and is a very good choice for people who are low Mastery Rank looking for a weapon that will carry them through the Starchart grind easy peasy. This weapon does so much damage that even for Grineer in Starchart or any other faction, it will one-shot no problem, even with the budget build. Now, where this weapon shines especially is Void Cascade Steel Path. This weapon makes Steel Path Corpus a joke, and it holds up surprisingly well against Grineer too, but obviously just not as good as Corpus because, you know, but it still does so much damage that it works against Grineer as well, especially in Void Cascade. I made the mistake of trying to do a level cap run and I took the Cerata and it was still holding up fine. Now, mods, 2 builds. 1, which is the Endgame. 2, which is the budget version. For those of you who are early Mastery Rank and are wanting a weapon that will destroy the Starchart early. Build 1. Mods, Gleaming Talon for the stance, Amalgam Organ Shatter, Killing Blow, Gladiator Might, Volatile Quick Return, Sacrificial Pressure, Sacrificial Steel, Corrupt Charge, Prime Fever Strike for that extra toxin damage. You don't want to go any other element because, like I said, it force procs toxin, so you want to keep that for Corpus. Build 2, which is the budget version. Gleaming Talon, which is the most expensive mod. It's about 10 platinum on Warframe Market if you haven't acquired it. Organ Shatter, it's a common mod, easy to get. Killing Blow, Gladiator Might, which you can grind for in the open world bounties. Volatile Quick Return, which you get from Deimos. Pressure Point, True Steel, Corrupt Charge, which is a corrupted mod, so you can farm the Deimos Vaults for it. And then Fever Strike, the base one, not the Prime, because obviously this is the budget version. The second build is more for normal Starchart and getting into Steel Path, but I would say work towards build 1 as the endgame build, literally one-shot level cap for Corpus. Alright, so now that we're in the simulacrum, let's show you how we're going to use this weapon and how to actually get the most damage out of it. So we're going to be using the endgame build for this showcase here, and then I will be showing you against level 150 Corpus. I won't be showing you against Grineer because this is more for a Corpus thing. Like I said, it can work against Grineer, it does work as well. Now what we can do is test it against just normal Corpus enemies that are Eximuses, so they have more HP. It's level 150. So basically it's a glaive type weapon, so you want to throw, and how you do that is by holding down E, and then you'll see it'll throw the glaive and then come back. And basically how it will work is as you throw it out, you want to press minimize button to explode it at a certain point above their heads to do enough damage. So how you want to do it is basically you want to keep going like that. And there you go. Look at that. Just if the damage itself doesn't kill them, it's just the procs. If the raw flat damage doesn't even kill them, then the toxin procs will literally kill them insanely fast. These are Eximuses, so when it comes to just extra clearing of enemies, it will do enough damage. Now, when it comes to normal Corpus units, which I will just grab a random one here for you. I could just use this one here, Crewman. It's gonna one-shot them, but I'll just show you to give you an idea. These guys have a little bit extra HP But yeah, that's dead. These are not STEELPATH enemies. See, they're 201,000, 400,000 damage. And then if that doesn't kill them, then the toxin procs will. So like you saw with the Eximuses. But the whole idea of this weapon is you want to be moving around on the map, moving and just holding down E, pressing the middle mouse button just before it hits them, and you'll see it will do an insane amount of damage. And if I'm not mistaken, the blast radius for the Cerata is actually higher than the Glaive Prime. I might be wrong on that statement, I'm not too sure, but it works very well for clearing extra enemies that are all in the way. Especially when it comes to hunting sisters, it works very, very well for there, because then obviously you're dealing with Corpus all the time. So this is a great weapon when you want to deal with sisters the whole time and, you know, get your tenet weapons and things like that. Yeah, so when it comes to the budget version, let me show you against level 150 enemies. For the budget version, which is over here, we'll see how this damage holds up. And it still one-shots them. Yeah, that's the budget version. Obviously a lot less damage, you know, not as strong, but in terms of normal Starchart, it's easy. Like, you know, it's not even a problem, really. Now I'm just going to hop into a Void Cascade. I'm using the Cerata on a budget just to show you and showcase. I'm actually testing this for the first time. I don't know how well it will do. So we're going to test that together and see how it goes. Let's see. And these are STEELPATH enemies, by the way. Yeah. It looks like it does well. I mean, I don't know how well it'll do against level cap, but yeah, it looks like it works fine for just doing basic STEELPATH enemies. This weapon could actually be quite viable when it comes to doing a very budget version of STEELPATH. But by the time you hit STEELPATH and you're trying to do level cap, you will have enough mods to do the extra endgame build. So yeah. Anyways, guys, that is all you need to know about this weapon. There's not much more to talk about other than just get it. Like, just get it. Why are you still watching this video? Why haven't you got it yet? Why aren't you grinding? Why? Why?